Let's actually go live. And now we are live. And Jason walked away.
Oh, I was just getting some. I was getting something for the music. All right.
Okay.
All right, I'm set.
Welcome to Billy Bob's well, I don't want to bi-weekly Sunday night stream. I don't know how I want to title that. Sunday night stream. So I'm gonna start going live every other Sunday and invite some guests on, and we're gonna jam some music. And it looks like it's popping up fine. Like I said, 30-second delay. I'm watching it on the thing. But so I've talked to most of you guys before. You know how I go on some ADD rants. I'll try to contain myself because we're live and I can't cut that shit out now. But let's go around and go ahead and introduce ourselves and plug whatever kind of stuff we need to plug. I just plugged my live thing, right? So we'll move on to Jason, who is next to me here. Jason?
Yeah, I'm Jason. I play bass in a band called 13 Cavities. We're a ska-core band out of Philadelphia, PA. I don't know, we're playing all the time. We released an album in April. It's our first full-length album, and we have it on all physical formats, and it's on all streaming, and we have merch and all that kind of shit. So if you want to check it out, that would be sweet.
So you said all you got 8 tracks, man?
No, we don't. Okay, I lied. We do not have 8 tracks, but we have tape, CD, and vinyl.
Word. Somebody needs to bring that back. I think Marty Atkins from Pigface tried to do it once, and it just didn't work out for him.
I don't even remember who it was, but there was a hardcore band in Philadelphia who put their shit on 8 tracks at one point. Like, I want to say like 5 years ago or something. And like, I don't know how they sold, but probably not that well would be my guess.
Oh, I'm imagining they'd sell well as a novelty, you know, but I don't trust 8-track players ever since my my copy of The Wall got 8 as soon as I found one to stick it in. You know, I held onto that tape for 2 years until I found an 8-track player. And then as soon as I stuck it in there, it ate that shit and broke it. And it's like, never again. So, let's move on to Eric. Eric, tell us about yourself.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I'm Eric Bedard.
Who the hell
the
are
only
you?
one French. I'm the only French guy tonight. So yeah, I host a radio show since 16 years called Prescription Punk Rock, and we've been yelling "hell yeah" for something like 800 episode, and did interview with 2,000 band actually. We're something like 2,000 and 100 something. So yeah. So and then we spread the words, and then man, it's cool to be here. It's all about the music, and I have nothing to sell you because I'm a punk. And
well, what interviews have you done recently? I mean, I just saw you post something with a picture with Jughead's Revenge earlier today.
Yeah, I've got my shirts. Yeah, they were in Quebec a week and a half ago.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you had them on your show?
Yeah, no, we actually got to pick them at the airport and spend the whole night with them and did an interview about 3 hours because Joe Doherty worked for Epitaph for somewhere like 89 to 94, 95. We got all those crazy story about Mr. Brett and the staff and the band got. You know, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think that Jagged Revenge is the first record Mr. Brett produced.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Pretty sure.
Fucking, I love great information. Yeah. And, Raz, what you got going on?
Yeah, but...
Hey. What up? How are you guys? Super good to be here. My name is Raz. I got playing this. I don't know what the hell to call this music anymore, but it's got like punk rock, like some techno, ska, weird shit going on. Some metal and stuff. So yeah, just call it whatever. But I've been putting out a few songs like this year, like some kind of like B-sides, right? Like some tracks that didn't make it into the last record, right? Like which still kind of like fresh. Like just give it a go, right? Like a handful of nothing. Go to antivenom.com and just check it out, YouTube, Spotify, whatever. So I'm just putting out those B-sides, right? Like and hopefully by the end of the year or even by the beginning of the next year, like we'll have a new collection of just random old songs, right, like and rarities and shit like that. So fingers crossed, like everything goes well, but that's about it.
Well, that's awesome. And you just dropped a new single recently that I fucking loved. I love that new
I
single.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So the
I
Peter and
appreciate it.
James.
Yes,
It,
yes.
Yeah.
it fucking rips.
Thank you guys. I truly appreciate it. So very just like a straightforward like punk rock song, right? Like just like totally like 90s like punk rock style music, right? Like which I grew up with that shit, right? Like that's the love of my life, I want to say, right? Like I love kind of like ska core or like ska punk, whatever. But like the first thing that I think of, right, like whenever I think about punk rock, like it's like that 90s, right? Like punk rock style. So whenever we were talking about like Just Said Revenge, right? Like I was like, shit, that's right in my alley, right? Like I love that. I grew up with that. So that's fantastic, right? Like so I just want like to do something around that. So I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I loved how Handful of Nothing jumped into other genres. Like you had your EDM influences right up in there. Like you didn't even hide it. It was wonderful. It was a nice amalgamation.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, my dude.
Oh, okay. So how the show goes down is we all picked a song, right? We're gonna we're gonna go discuss why we picked said song, jam the song, and then everyone's gonna throw in what their thoughts on said song was, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and start off because it's my show. And I picked a song from Wefton, right? Wefton has been doing this song of the month thing this year. This is the second time he's done that song of the month thing, right? And he really should like compile it all together because the dude has like 200 songs floating around, but no full albums out, right? He just has several EPs, and it's like,
Oh, he is compiling all the monthly ones from this year into one album at the end of the year.
is he? Because
Yeah,
I
he
never
said.
got verification on that.
Yeah. He said that like I don't know, just recently, but he is doing that.
Okay, because he also said he was going to release a box set about 2 months ago, and I've yet to see hide or hair of said box set. Right, I got all the songs, but it's like but I'm a little nervous. But like I said, I picked the latest song because I love how it genre jumps. He doesn't stick to just the ska core on this one. It goes metal and it's all over the place. So I sent you all a link. Try to start listening to it on here, but if it comes through compressed, because that was the issue last time, go ahead and pop the link open and try to listen to it on that.
All right, yeah. Like if I have a speaker here, I can just mute and then listen to it there.
Yeah, that might be the better option because it was Adam Davis was like, I can't hear nothing, right? And just started listening to everything on the YouTube separate, and it worked out better. So
right.
I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta jump screens here for my fucking OBS. Hopefully this works. Because last time I tried this, I didn't set up the OBS right, and when I switched screens, it froze everything. You can still hear everything, but it froze it. And I think I fixed it this time. So we're gonna try this shit out. I'm gonna switch to OBS there. Share screen here. Oh, I didn't open up my fucking player yet. Son of a bitch.
The end of the world.
I know, right? Hold on. Fucking open that. Pause that shit. Back it up. Now let's try this shit again. Share sound.
You should back
Share
you
that
up right now.
bitch.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, you should be seeing something now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's playing the whole, giving you the whole screen, isn't it?
see because I have saw the things they do. And I can't speak because nobody will believe a word I say about who they are. I can't hear because I have heard all the dirt they do. They all wanna put a bullet in your head, none of us own life because they're fabricated. This is what we wanted, a similar world. Struggle so we don't wait to reveal the crime underneath. Their shroud, that is up to I don't care about your neighbors. And the minutes I didn't say it, tell me what they're all trying to do.
Wow.
The head.
Yeah.
It's a head banger.
Yeah, it was all over the place. So, wait, I'd make sure I did that properly. Yeah, I did. Oh, OBS. Where
That was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that song fucking rips.
It really does. So I just learned that when I switch back, I have to bring the chat back.
It sounded fine on my end, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Like I could. Yeah, it sounded fine.
It sounded good. Yeah.
Word. So I do got the chat up this time. So if when we're done, it won't completely disappear like it usually does with the live chat. But no one has jumped up in it yet to say anything. So, what were our thoughts on said song?
I like I said, I've already heard the song and I really like it. And I find this with a lot of his music is that the genre hopping is so cool. Like especially that little break in the middle, so fucking cool. And then with the like real like almost like beat downy like breakdown at the end, it's like really fucking hits.
And it ends on a nice dissonant, uncomfortable note. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, it zoomed out on you. Wow, look at that.
Oh, fancy. I guess it's the
does that shit automatically. Eric, what are your thoughts on it?
I love it. Seriously, it reminds me of like Joystick when they got, they spread some joy into that chaos, and they bring all those elements, those metal altcore with the bridge, and it's all over the place, but it kind of work, and it's like I said, it's really a heck banger. You just dig the song, and yeah, we need more of that energy. That's what I love about, Armando is right. It's like Skakor. What the fuck is it? Like that vibration, that intensity, and I think that's what I love. Remind me like when Lake 80 or Against Solidarity were bringing something different and another angle to ska music with the Voodoo Glow Skull and all that scene. So it's really great that there's a scene that's building again, and it's different, but we really felt that energy. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty great tune, right? Like overall, right? Like I really enjoyed it. I love the actual name of the song, right? Like The Shape of Junk to Come, right? Like, which for anybody, right? Like it's like a huge Refused fan, right? Like has like to be like a great pun, but at the same time, it's like fantastic, right? Like I love when people just like doesn't give a fuck, right? Like and just messes around, right? Like with whatever, right? Like is in existence, right? Like I have like I don't know, like how many like just like t-shirts making fun of other bands, right? Like, which I also love, right? Like so like having that title, right? Like itself, like it's fantastic. And I think like the song by itself, right? Like it's a headbanger, right? Like just from the beginning to end, right? Like it's great. Uh I love like when like bands, right? Like and like don't mess around, right? Like and do the ska but with the distortion, right? Because that's what I love to do, right? Like I don't like that many bands, right? Like that do the ska, right? Like with just clean guitars. So like I like to hear something kind of like different there. And I love the fact that it's overlapping, right? Like with that like shredding solo, right? Like thing like right in the middle, right? Like it's fantastic, right? Like I think that's a very good time, right? Like so I'm just looking forward, right? Like to the whole like collection of singles, right? Like by the end of the year, fingers crossed, like it comes out. But yeah, right, like it's always a nightmare, right? Like when you're doing music, right? Like it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get this done, right? Like and I'll be publishing this by the end of the year or next year, and it's like, oh man, it's super tough, right? Like so, hopefully that's the case this time around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because at first you get excited about it, and then like 4 or 5 months later, you're like, "That's fucking discipline," and I'm tired, and I have to keep pushing, and it's like throwing something that you cannot stop. It's just you have to do it. But it's great because at on the other side, it pushes you to do something. So it can like I think that social media and internet right now, it's a huge playground for band. You can release an EP, a song, a single, a cover, whatever, and always be accurate then because of those fucking algorithm, but still be like, people think like, oh, they never stop, and then you could like release like like he do, like just a song a month. People think, oh man, they're always there pushing themselves. So I think it's a great way. But yeah, it's not easy. But man, the result for that song is amazing. And like you said, can't wait to hear the rest.
Oh yeah, so far all of them have slapped so far. I mean, what we're at in September. This would be the 10th song, and all of them have been good. All of them have been good. That one particularly is my favorite, and it is because he's genre jumping a lot more, and I love more than just punk rock and ska. I love metal, I love jazz, I love classical music, so I love it when it just jumps everywhere. I don't like to be confined. Mr. Bungle was one of my favorite bands growing up because they were not just stuck into one place, they were all over the fucking place, and that shit blew my mind, and I was like, any band that can do that, that's right up my fucking alley. So the fact that Wefton is like demonstrating that it's still possible to even add it into ska core, fucking awesome.
And with what Raz said, like I was a huge Refused fan growing up. Like they were one of my favorite bands when I was like in high school. And just like the whole title callback, I think is a cool idea. And I also agree the metal influence are sick. And I do want to ask, since you mentioned Mr. Bungle, what did you think of that new Mr. Bungle album? Like the thrash one?
Well, see, and here's the thing is I had heard that album many a times before because I am such a huge Bungle fan that I hunted down the demos and listen to them
Oh.
shitty quality demos over and over and over again. And it was so nice to hear one that had clarity to it, because that one was literally the worst sounding demo that they had. It was just chaos. Like, you couldn't hear the guitar solos. The quality of the tape that ended up on the internet for us all to hear was just crap. Like, one of the channels was gone out of it, so like half the solos weren't there. Like, it was just so nice to hear the like production, like effort put into it. And I so want Trey to put out the next album demo that they did, because the next demo they did was Bowl of Chili, and it was all ska. They went from that thrash metal to a ska band, like, abruptly. And that's another thing I love about Mr. Bungle, is every album was completely different, right?
Yeah, that's why I was like, as soon as I heard that one, I was like, this is so, but I'd never heard the demo. So like, I was like, I feel like this is so different than anything they'd done before, you know?
Yeah. When they were talking to, they were playing with Dave Lombardo, the drummer to Slayer, right? Trey and Trevor, the bass player and the guitar player, were playing with Dave Lombardo, and they're like, we used to be a thrash band. We should get this guy to help us re-record all that old thrash stuff. And then they reached out to another thrash artist, which was Ian from Anthrax, right? So they had 2 of the 4 major thrash bands already in their group right off the bat.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, I was a huge Slayer fan, and that's how I heard about Mr. Bungle. And I love Primus, but I was kind of hiding that, and we're back when we were like 10, 12 years old, and you know, you want to look like fucking, you know, the more crazy guy in the school, and then but you listen to Primus and other alternative stuff, and it's fucking cool. And then you can listen to Mr. Bungle. Lombardo is in that project, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I love Primus. I don't fucking care. Listen to Mr. Bungle. And I did discover them really, really fucking young.
Yeah. When the album,
and I heard like the demo, but it was like you said, like it was, but like it's jam. You heard that, and you know it's crazy. Like it's just like wow, and that they did that and we release it. It's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's why that's really why I like that Wefton song, is because it shows, it brings in that Bungle influence, and I fucking love that, and it needs to be incorporated. Now I think everyone needs to go with a more King Crimson as well. Yeah, we need to throw that shit in there too.
Yeah.
But that's only because I'm representing my tattoos, you know. But so the next song we're gonna go with Jason's song. He picked something by the band Wild Hearts, which I did some research on them. They came about last year. They're still a relatively new band. They played a bunch of shows, and this is their first release. But like I said,
yeah. So we had like played with them at like out of this garage in Philly, and we played that show, and I saw that band, and they were so fucking good. Like it was so intense and like visceral. And I was like, holy shit. And like, I was really like, I could not wait for them to release something. And I knew they had this EP coming out, and I can't wait to play with them again. And then when it came out and I listened to it, I was like, fuck, this is so good. And like the guys that like are in that band have been around in the scene for a while doing other things, but like, this is their, the first release is like this band. And I think, a chunk of them had been in a band previously together that was like kind of similar, but like this shit really hit me when I saw it live. Like when we played with them, it like kicked my ass. So like I was so excited for this EP, and then you would ask me to pick a song, and this EP came out like a day later, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm definitely choosing something off of here. And I didn't know which song to choose, so we'll just go with the first one because all of them are good, and they kind of they genre bend as well. So we'll just go with that first one, Rosie.
I do want to point out that Wefton just jumped up on the chat to tell us hi, and that
yo,
and that the new album is coming out the 1st of December, and the box
I told you,
and the box set on his birthday, December 16th. So it is coming out, right? Thank you, Wefton.
That's amazing.
Yeah, let's get into this Wild Heart song. Oh shit, sorry. I got several things going on this computer. I guess I gotta bring that up every time I want the group chat to pop up on the screen. I have to come over here, share the fucking screen, go to the media. Oh, we'll just go to the actual screen. Fuck it. We'll do it that way. Share. Because it's just... And then you guys get to see my cool background and shit.
Yeah, that helmet fires, it really got my attention.
Say what?
The helmet flyers.
Hella flyers. Right, so, where's that, song at Wild Hearts? You said first track, right? Is that the one we're rolling with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I sent everybody. That's the one we're rolling with.
All right, yeah, that'll work.
Okay, and you said, well, did the sound come through fine for y'all?
Yeah, it came through fine on mine.
Yes.
Okay, well then maybe you don't need to do the links. But here it is.
Yeah, it's a solid intro to an E EP.
I love that intro. I love how hard it was. And I was thinking about it, right, like in the context of a live band, right, like it's always great, right, like just to hear like something that noisy, right, like super raw, right, like and especially the live, right, like it has like another like connotation, right, like so I was thinking about that, like as I was listening to, then it changed, right, like and I was like, all right, now this is way more interesting, right, like because it's different, right, like it's not only right like what you're expecting, right, like after that super heavy blasted, right, like intro, right, like and then it's like, all right. Let's keep on listening. Right? It was great. I love the track. Right? Like I really like that.
Awesome.
Great band.
I'm glad. Yeah, like and like the whole like that track leading into the rest of the EP, like one song could like they have one song that almost like it's like emo influence and it's like has this slow breakdown and like really sing-songy, and then they have a song that's like super hardcore. Like they're like really versatile in like the way they sound, and like I really like that. And I think that's why I decided just go with the first track, because I think it really sets the scene for that band. And I know they're fairly new, but I think they're going to be one of the upcoming bands in our scene here in like Philadelphia. So like I can see them getting like huge, you know?
Yeah, I have to agree with Raz here. Like when it first started, I was like, well, they really like that wall of sound, you know. Turn everything up, let's fucking blast it, fucking wall of sound. And then as soon as they started singing, it totally gave it a different vibe, you know. It threw me.
Yeah,
For
it
a
kind
loop.
of like reminded me of Husker Du, right? Like in a sense, right? Like that second part, right? Like it sounded like that, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's very good. I love that. Right? Like, and I love right, like the distorted bass as well. Right? Like, I felt like that was like something fantastic, right? Because, at least, right, like in my opinion as well, right? Like, it's the same as the guitars, like for ska, right? Like, I freaking love, right? When you go out of your way, right? Like to put like just a pedal in there, like just to make it louder, right? Like just to make it more ambitious, right? Like in terms of and deep, right? Like because yeah, the bass is cool, right? Like it's always been cool. But like when you add like that additional layer, like it's like just give me noise, right? Like and make it sound like sick. Oh, that's just fantastic to me.
Their bassist is insane, and he's insane live too. And it was so funny when we played with them. Me and our singer walked up to him like right after, and we were like, "We just want to say your bass tone is amazing." And he went, "Oh yes, I'm aware."
Well,
He's like, "I've been working on it for years."
that's right. It he should be proud, right? Like he should be proud, right? Like about that bass, right? Like that's good.
Yeah, it was good.
It's weird. It remind me of Smashing Pumpkins' Gish first records. Some tracks on it, the bass.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
Really
feel that.
loud, really noisy, and yeah, there's some alternative in their DNA, but they're great. Yeah, it's yeah, and you're right, Oscar Du. Yeah, and then it's always those weird bands that influence a lot and legions of bands.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Husker Du.
Did you heard the Ultra Bomb last records?
No, I haven't.
It's
I
a
haven't either.
project. There's Finney from the Mahones, and you got Greg from Muskerdu. Actually, I spoke with
Oh.
Greg a couple of months ago about Ultra Bomb, but he went into Muskerdu. And I was really pleased. It was really cool to get into that band. But yeah, they didn't like felt to influence anything when they were live. It's really after like they leave that it become that beast we know now.
Word. I just got a message from P, which I got to give him a shout out because it's P's birthday today, and he is playing with. Well, already played with Doom Scroll on at Riot Fest today, which is going on right now. So
Happy birthday, dude!
yeah, happy birthday to P. You know.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, he's not on the stream. He just sent me a message. There's no telling what the hell's going on with him right now.
Oh wow.
You know, but yeah, I fucking love that track. That was a good pick. That was a good pick.
Sick. Thank you. I struggled with that one.
Yeah. Everyone struggles, right? It's like it's hard to just isolate it down to one track. Now, see, luckily I'm
Right.
doing this every other week, so I can just pick whatever. I almost picked a Scott Reynolds track because Scott Reynolds just dropped a new album, and I thought it might have been a little too folk punky for us because the dude is always singing in a happy major key instead of minor key, you know. So
Well, it's like that's why I asked you. I'm like, does it have to be like ska adjacent? Because I was like, can I just choose something weird? But then like that came out, so that worked out well for me.
word. No, it never has to be anything ska adjacent. Like I told you, you could have picked some polka core, and I would have been
Yeah,
fine with that. Right. So we're gonna move on to Eric's pick. Eric picked a song from a band called Keepin' Six. Right. They were around for several years in the early 2000s. They released couple EPs, a full-length album, and a split. But this was off the full-length from 2008. I guess from my research, the guy Jason Wilford, right, went on to be in a band called Treble Warriors, and now he's in a band called Jab. But yes. But you picked his old school band, Keepin' Six, and the track Handling It off of there, or Handle It.
Yeah. And in Quebec, we rename it K6, baby. They're like that album they released. It's Furious Ska Records, but it's amazing. Like they should have done way bigger than the right they had. They were kind of the Operation IV of Canada. They were really awesome, and then yeah, but they're back. They're back together since a couple of months, and they start to play again. So it's cool.
Right. So you're bringing awareness back to this fucking great band that has recently got back together, and I greatly appreciate it because, like I said, I'd never heard it until I don't know if I told you that I'd never heard it until you said something the other day, and then I gave that album a chance and I fucking loved it. Right. So we're about to bust into this again. Let's see if I can fucking pull this off a little smoother this time. Shrink that bitch. Hit this bitch over here. Do that number. Oh no, we're gonna do this number with that. Did it switch on my OBS? It switched on my OBS. Yay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got a lot going on this computer. It's hard to keep up with it. Smooth.
That's how we do in Canada, man.
Oh yeah.
K6, baby. It's a great record. Actually, it really surprised everybody. Yeah, unfortunately, they stopped when they did like the Energy Upper and Ivy Records. They did a tour where they were playing the whole records and then do that records in the entire. But unfortunately, they leave like in the middle of the tour because of problems and everything. So yeah, so it's great to have them back because I think that people gonna discover them and discover that gem that didn't get the attention I think they deserved back in the days in 2008.
Word. Well, I loved it. It was full of fucking energy. It was all over the fucking place. It was a great song. Right. You're right. Fucking Canada does have a lot to fucking offer if it's pumping out some shit like that.
Yeah, it really had that cool, it had that cool guitar intro, and then I feel like it really had that, 90s, snotty ska punk, sound. I really fucking like that. It really came through. It was really fucking cool.
I love that fucking bridge. Like that Rachel, like just killed it for me. Right? Like I was like, this is fucking great. Right? Like I just love that. Like I love the vocals. Right? Like how raspy, right? Like the vocals sound. Right? Like that's the type of tune, right? Like that. I'm always looking for like in vocals, right? Like I hate it like when it's like super deep or like a super like heavy, right? Like it's like no, just give me like the super like raspy like nasty vocals, right? Like as hard as you can get, right? Like I love that, right? Like I love that song. Good stuff.
Oh
Good
yeah.
stuff from Canada, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned Brian. Brian is a hell of a great guitar player, and ska sometimes you can maybe get restrained, but you really went into really deep reggae and everything. So the mix is really working, and as you say, like their singer is like he sings so fucking fast and the blah blah blah. It's just amazing. Like he really lived the reggae ska, and yeah, it's all those elements bring together. It's really a really cool album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. So you said they're back together and they're about to. Are they going to be touring or like?
Yeah. They all got kids, and I know they're still young, so and I've got kids too, so I know. But yeah, they start playing again. I think they play with a band called Sumo Psycho from here, and no, they're there. I've definitely next year. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do something. But they play with great band like Mustard Plug and everything when they were still active back in the days. So yeah, I let's see.
Speaking of Mustard Plug, their new album was pretty fucking good. It surprised me. Like, typically I'm not a big Mustard Plug fan, but I really liked the last album.
Yeah,
I
mostly
didn't
it's a
even know
couple
they
of
had like a new
songs.
record.
Oh, yeah. Mustard Plug just put one out, what? It might have been a minute now. It could have been about a year. Right. So, as I get older, the time seems to stretch a little further without seeming as long. Like I just realized the other day I found a flyer, and I just hung out with the band, and I was like, look at this flyer I found, and they're like, holy shit, that thing's a relic. It's 17 years old, and I'm like, oh. Right, but I guess that's what happens. So next we're gonna move on to Raz's song. You picked a song, AXPI. Is that how you say that?
Just pronounce it like Axby.
Axby?
Yeah.
Right, so Axby, I did a little bit of research into this band. They've been around since 98 when they released their first demo.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Raz picked a song off their 2003 album, Along the Bitter Ways of God, and they released another album in 2016 called Skull Roads Tales from a Dark Side, which just got reissued the other day. It popped up on my new releases the other day. Right? But he picked the first track off their 2003 album called Age of Empires, which tell us about this band. Why'd you pick this song, Ross?
When we were first talking about doing this sort of stuff, like I was like, shit, I need to bring like a song. Right? Like I was thinking earlier, should I bring something more scasy, right? Like or something more kind of like from here, Mexico. Like, I was like, nah, fuck this. Right? Like, let's just use something that I love, right? Like that I grew up with. Right? Because to me, right, when I was first listening to punk rock, right, like I was listening to mostly U.S. bands, right? Like and I didn't even know like that there were bands here in Mexico doing this shit, right? Like to me, it was like everything like is in the States, right? Like or either in the UK, right? When I was first like getting into punk rock, right? So Axby was kind of like the one of the very first punk rock bands that I heard, right? Like from here in Mexico City, right? Like and one of the very first punk rock shows I went to, right? So I was like, shit, right? Like this is legit. Because I'm talking from the perspective like, yeah, this is punk rock, but the minute you hear this, right, you're gonna be like, this ain't quite punk rock,
Yeah.
right? Like so, it's pretty good, like, and I love those guys. Right, I had the fortune, right, like to get to know them, right, like they're like probably like pushing 50 right now, right, like but they're fantastic. They've always been great to me, right? Like their singer, right, like their guitar player, right, like taught my brother how to play bass, right? Like, so a lot of what you used to hear, like in Anti-Venom, right, like came from that, right? Like, so he is that amazing, right? Like, and I just love this band, man, right? Like, they were, and what drove me to them is that they were actually singing in English, right? Like, and I don't like bands, right? Like, and I'm sorry, like, if it sounds like shitty to my country, right? Like, in my language, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Right, like, but I love the fact that they sung in English, right? Like, because it made it seem like, all right, like they want people to listen, right? Like that, it's outside of this country. Like, and it's just a great band. I just love them, man. They're great.
Yeah, yeah. They do have a they were a really have a really heavy thrash influence. I noticed. Right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like that
Oh,
crossover.
I love thrash.
Yeah,
Let's
they have
go.
that dope crossover sound. So we're gonna bust into that. Let's see if I can do this all fucking smoothly like I did last time. Move this bitch here. Minimize that bitch. Oh, I did something wrong here. Now I only see Raz. What's up, Raz?
What's up, Billy?
It's all on you, man.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live stream.
Okay, so let's do this shit.
All right, there we go.
Oh my god.
Damn, that was not what I was expecting at all. That was fucking that ripped. I love that like thrash metal. It was almost like thrash metal mixed with like street punk kind of thing going on.
It was like Nino Zombie meet Halloween.
Yeah.
Like Sector meet Iron Maiden. That was perfect.
Yeah, that was fucking cool. The drums in that fucking song, the drums were off the chain. It was so fucking good.
Yeah.
And you guys liked it.
Power metal.
Yeah, I really dug it. I love that fucking that thrash sound, like the nice crossover, right? There's not very much of that anymore. It was like it got really big in the late '80s, early '90s, and kind of faded out. But like it should have kept going, you know.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is that band still around?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're still around. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
playing a show on I think it said October 23rd at a place called the Fuckhole.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. So yeah, they're still active.
And they just released like for the first time like their records like in vinyl. So yeah, they're still around. So if you want to support them, like go ahead, tell them that I sent you to them because they're great. They've always been like fantastic, and I always thought of them kind of like as the Mexican String Out, right? Like it always gave me those vibes, like especially like those metal riffs, right? Like as you said, like the trash metal type of stuff. But I fucking love right, like the vocals, right? Like the epicness, right, like of that shit. Like it's just crazy, and they've always been fantastic, right? Like so. Yeah, I wanted like to rep them out, right?
Yeah, it really did have like that epic sound like coming into it, and it had like all the fucking guitar solos and shit. It was so cool. Wait, real quick, can somebody reiterate how to like spell it to me?
AXPI.
That's simple. 4 letters.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Like, yeah, the fusion of everything. Like when you think of Mexico, I think, like I said, Nino Zombie or the Skacore scene or ska scene. And then you get that and you're like, oh shit, they can shred, and because there's a great metal scene too there. But yeah, that's not the first thing you think. But man, when you dig, they're it's in fucking, and they're brilliant doing it.
Oh yeah.
Word. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like we got some guy in the chat right now that won't shut up about Danzig and the Misfits like they're the greatest thing on the planet. And
can I see that? How do I see that?
You can. It's up on the live stream. I got it up on the screen right now, but unless you're up in the chat.
With Sheriff, Danzig is talking about not like the right now, not like the Elvis stuff.
The Elvis, I love
that Elvis
man.
covers album.
Yeah, that was a funny album. Now, see, I think Danzig sounds more like Jim Morrison. Like if you start up the song "Little Whip" off of Danzig 4, that shit sounds just like Jim Morrison.
Yeah. I you know, the first thing I even like, I didn't know the Misfit, but I buffed Danzig 5 in cassette. And I was so disappointed. And then somebody said, "Oh, don't worry, man. Listen to the Misfits. It's gonna be okay." I still got the tape, man. Danzig fucking 5. Not the greatest one, but yeah. I can argue on how Danzig being amazing with the journalist and and people that take photos.
Yeah.
Amazing dude. You love his cats.
Danzig loves his kitty.
He don't love his cats. We know that.
But no, like I love the Misfits, like especially early Misfits. I kind of like, I hate saying this on the air, but I kind of like the Michael Grave years, even though Michael Grave is kind of a piece of crap. However,
yeah, but they are all. That's the point of the Misfit.
Now,
like even like
the Project 50 was 1950 was possibly the worst thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
and I am sad that I actually spent money on that thing. I mean, granted, it was a Walmart gift card, and there's only so many good album selections from Walmart.
You didn't get Dona.
Right. This gentleman mentions "Dig Up Her Bones." It was a good song, yeah. Like I said, I kind of like the Michael Graves, but like it just wasn't as good as the old school Misfits. Like that low, even though it was all lo-fi, it was still the fucking best era.
Yeah, that's the sad thing, because the Michael Grave era sound like so good, and they did like a great job. Like the two records, like the production is amazing, and the songs are great. But imagine like the old Misfit would have been like recorded like that.
Yeah.
That would be like,
yeah, Jerry should have went with a different band name for that era, and it might have worked better for him. Though he might not have got a tour with like Megadeth and whatnot, you know. But I mean, it was good. It was good. Like I really like, especially Famous Monsters. I like the first 5 songs off of that shit. Was great. It was great, but I'd already heard the other Misfits first, and it wasn't the same, you know.
yeah. But Samhain was fucking good. I love Samhain. But then like Danzig, it was like they tried to sell the image and everything. Mothers was definitely a Misfit songs, but then like it got like kind of corporate and everything, and I think at that point he was Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get a copy of that Sam Hain box set way back in the day, and it was fucking awesome. But
Yeah, it was great.
But you could tell he was going on a path to Danzig, which, yeah, you know, right. And then once he did that Elvis cover album, that's when I was like, no, sorry, Danzig. Like, and I listened to every album all the way to it. Even the Black Araya, he composed 2 different albums, classical style, right? One of them was called Black Araya, and the other one was Black Araya 2, and they were great. They were great, but better, I dare say, better than the other Danzig albums.
Did anybody saw like his last movie, like the spaghetti western movie?
No.
Wait,
It's so
what?
bad, man.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. The cast is surprising. You let people go see it. What EMDB? Go see that. It's surprising, but it's disappointing. Like the first 5 minutes, you know it's gonna be like a hell of a thing to watch. But yeah, it's a one-time thing.
Word. Well, you know, usually my plan was to go with what the group chat went, but I don't know if I could just go playing some Misfits justifiably at this point.
Yeah, how's the guy right now? Is he freaking out?
Let's see. This gentleman says all sorts of things. Every comment up on the live chat is just him talking about the Misfits.
I think I've heard enough Misfits for one lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, the sad thing is I love the Misfits so much, but the simplicity of it, I can pick up this guitar and probably play for you every Misfits song right now, even if I don't know how to play it. You know, like
You shouldn't have said that. Now he's gonna ask you to do that.
Yeah, we're fucked.
That's tempting. Wait. So far, I think this is going better. Well, I think going smoother than last time. A little less nervous than last time, but this guy says he will never hear enough Misfits for 999 lifetimes.
Jeez,
Wow.
he likes the Misfits a whole lot more than I do.
Doesn't Jerry only live around your area?
Yeah, in like New Jersey, I think somewhere. Yeah, so not far from where I live.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this has gone over pretty well. I'm gonna try to, like I said, I'm gonna try to do this every other weekend, every other Sunday. It's a pain in the ass to try to throw all these things together because like it's just hard to rile people. I mean, let alone like I know bands are like, oh, it's so rough to get everyone to show up to band practice. that I think this is almost like the same thing, because I think 3 different people have dropped out on me after they're like, yeah, I think I can do it, and then they're like, oh no, I can. Right, but it is Riot Fest this weekend, and then like some people have gigs and then traveling for family shit. You know, it happens. It happens. But next week, not next week. The next show is bound to be awesome because I got Patrick Sullivan from DFL is going to be on that one for sure. I don't want to guarantee that Chet might make this one, but Chet might make this next one, right? If not, I'm gonna try to get TC. Somebody's gonna be on it. I'm gonna get a stupid henchman on this fucking show.
When you get DFL, ask him about the Montreal pizza.
Yeah, I just recently interviewed DFL, but no one's viewed the video yet. Like, it only has 25 views. Blows my mind. It's like, it seemed like DFL would pull a lot more viewers, but I guess if you put fucking in your description, the algorithm wants to suppress you.
Yeah, I did, and it got like I've got a sanction from YouTube, so I have to change to DFL. I have to erase it and then re-upload it.
Oh yeah, so it happened to you too?
Yeah. You cannot say dead fucking last. Whoa.
I wonder what they're gonna say about fucking Wefton's comment he put in their comments earlier. He said it's coming, but he said it rather inappropriately.
They're great, dude. They got so good stories about the Beastie Boys. They're all related to I think one of them, his sister is married to Adam before he died, or they're all related to the Beastie Boys. They got really wicked stories.
Well, the first album had, well, not the first album had Ad Rock on it for sure, but the first tour had 2 of the 3 Beastie Boys in the band. Fucking blew my mind. Yeah,
Pollywog EP.
That's the good one. That's the good one.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how you have like access to all your tapes are like right there, like in your desk. He's like, I need something. I got it right here. That's great.
I bought this Danzig cassette when I was like 10. Here it is. Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. That's great, dude.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I cannot reach my CDs or my vinyl, but the tapes is always not far. See my 8 tracks.
Right.
It's like it's funny you mentioned like the henchmen too, because I would say like I'm on here with Raz, which is crazy to me because like growing up, like the henchmen and Anti-Venom, like after, you know, when I like first started getting into skacore and like I discovered Leftover Crack and Choking Victim, like Anti-Venom and the Henchmen were the first 2 fucking skacore bands I got into after that, you know, when I was in like high school. So like that is just wild to me, like to be in here talking about it now, you know. It's crazy.
I appreciate it, man. That's crazy to me. Yeah, again, I was like, Jed, like, how old are you, man? It's like
I'm 30 now, so I guess in what I was when you released that album, I guess what was that, 2010, right?
2010, yeah. The first one was 2010,
yeah. So yeah. I was I guess 16.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And now I feel like super old, dude, and I'm not that far off.
I'm 42, man. I feel super old too.
Yeah, I'm 43. I was just talking about a 17-year-old flyer I found on my ground the other day, man. Way to make us feel old, Jason.
I'm sorry. I just remember that, like, listening to that and, like, the first 2 Henchmen albums when I was in high school. And, I don't know, this is fucking wild to me. Like, that was, you know, that was what, like, geared me towards, like, doing this style of music that I'm, like, doing now, you know? Like, even though I don't listen to that shit as much, that's why I'm playing it now, you know? So it's pretty fucking cool to be in this room and actually talking to you. So that's really cool to me.
I appreciate it, man. Again, like I don't know what to say. It's just weird, you know.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird to me, but I do appreciate it.
yeah,
I
you
think that's
bet.
fantastic, man. And for example, I was looking, like when I first joined, just looking at your flag right there, right? Like that's my homie Tommy's like flag,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
So that's fantastic, right? Because I remember, right, like when Tommy, right, like first started, like No Time Records, right? And I was like, shit, like this is great. Like and I remember like putting out like the Hollows like record with him, and I it's super funny. Like it's just like inside baseball, right? But I remember reaching out to him and I was like, all right, I'm getting money like from Chris, right, like from Bright Sky Records in the UK. I'm getting money from this guy right here in Mexico that has like another label, Nacion Libre Records, right? Both record labels like super DIY shit, right? Like nothing like crazy, nothing hardcore. I was like, what can we do, right? Like if I get you like $200, right? Like $300, whatever it was, right? And he was like, all right, like I can get like a few like CDs, right? Like and I could sell some, I could send some to Chris, right? Like in the UK, right? Like I could send you some, right? Like and that way we're splitting this, right? And it to me was like crazy because he was just first starting. I didn't know what number, right, like in the catalog, but I recall that it's one of the very first ones, right, like that he put out, right? So and I was sending money to him and he was like, dude, like I don't even know you, right? Like why do you think, right, like I'm gonna be putting this shit out, right? Like why do you think like I'm somebody, right, like that is not gonna run away with your money? I'm like, yeah, like you've been putting out, right? Like you've been always nice to me, right? Like I've always sent you stuff. You've been sending me shit, right? Like his old records, right? Records from other bands, like T-shirts, right? It's like, dude, like I have nothing to lose, right? Like, and in fact, like the only person that could have, right, like gotten bad, right, like rap out of that if he were like to steal my money back then, right? Like it was him, right? And and he was like actually kind of like shocked, right? Like about the fact that I was like, all right, like this guy, right, like, is willing to put this out, right? Like willing to work for it, right? Like, and it was like just like simply trust, right? Like would you believe, right, like in somebody, right? Like at the time, like, it was like probably 15 years ago, whatever, right? So and now just seeing how things went out, right? And seeing how many records like No Time Rex puts out, right? Like it's just like crazy, right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
how many vinyls, right? Like and even this past record, the only thing that I did was just send him a message like, hey, tell me, do you think we can do something with this? I was like, yeah, man, let's put a tape, right? Like
yeah,
and that's it. So I'm probably gonna do the same thing, right? Like and I also can put one out, right? Like right here,
Look
right?
at
Like
that!
it's super near, right? But yeah, right? Like it's as simple as that, right? Like and he's super kind, like so just seeing the flag, right? Like it's like, yeah, right? Like that record label, right? Like deserves like all the efforts, right? Like and all the love, right? Like it's getting from fans, right? Like and the bands, right? Like and everything. So just seeing that, right? Like makes me feel like, all right, like this is cool, right? Like this is rad, dude.
yeah.
So I love that. Yeah.
They're Tommy's great. So like I actually so I've been like I said, like I was really into the Henchmen growing up and like I've known all about like No Time Records and Corrupt Vision and I saw that they were doing the tour and they were coming through and like it was like a bad time for like we had just lost our drummer and we just got a new drummer or we were just getting a new drummer at the time. But I messaged Tommy and I was like, hey, I saw you guys are coming through Philadelphia and you're playing with the Henchmen. I was like, can we open for you? And Tommy was like, hell yeah. And I was like, oh, fucking sick. So we got to play that show, but it was like, we were still new, like we were still new with our new drummer, and it was like we were all like nervous as fuck, but like everybody seemed to like it and shit. Chet bought a T-shirt, so that was fucking cool, and it was I had a great time, and like Tommy was really awesome to meet, so like I had a good time playing with both of them, and like I never thought that I like because I grew up listening to the Henchmen. I never thought I get to play with them, and I did, and it was fucking awesome. I had a great time.
The thing is, 2010 was kind of the revival of the whole punk ska scene. When I started up the radio show in 2003, 2004, the scene was like fading out. Emo didn't work with radio, and most of the band kind of leave, and it was like kind of not fading away, but there was like something, more. There was a struggle, and then like 2010 arrived, and there was a huge new scene, and I think that Anti-Venom is with a lot of band because it's never a band, but all the scene was the right fit at the right time for many people looking for something fast, furious, and that really gets you. Because punk rock was getting more slow. Like most of the band, like if you take Melancholy, they were releasing, like Nikolai were releasing solo records, Tony Sly were doing that. Every like band was kind of slowly, taking a level, a step slower. But yeah, so I think that's my 2 cents idea why it works so well, and it reached so much people.
It did.
I appreciate it.
It did explode around that time because a lot of bands popped up around that same era. You had like Ghetto Blaster popped up around there.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Night Guns, also out from New Zealand.
And even Festive
guess-
was probably around that
dude. Now
time.
that guy's talking about fucking ICP and Juggalos. He jumped from the Misfits and now he's talking about ICP and Juggalos. It's cracking me up over here.
Oh my god, yeah. Like if we went there. No.
Cracking me up, man.
Man, but I appreciate it. Like, it's like crazy. Like, and as you said, like, it was like a very interesting time. But like, to me, like when I was like doing that sort of stuff, like it was, I don't know, right? Like I grew up like listening to ska punk music, right? Like to punk rock or like shit like that. And I want to say, right, like that a few years prior to that, I also started listening to more hardcore shit, right? Like kind of like a grindcore stuff, right? Like, or discovering like more black metal shit, right? Like, so when you put everything, right, like into this pot, right, like of crazy music, right? Like it just comes out, right, like a weird, right, like and fantastic at the same time. And to me, right, like I was playing in this like kind of like just like a melodic punk rock band, right? Like, and we weren't getting any attention, right? Like that shit was said in here, right? Like, and it wasn't right, like what I wanted to do in terms of music, right? Like I wanted to do something else, right? I wanted like to incorporate like those grindcore shit, right? Like I wanted to incorporate like ska core, right? Like I wanted to add like that level of kind of like electronic samples, right? Like into the music, right? Like, but we're just doing like, all right, like straightforward, right? Like melodic punk rock, right? Like it wasn't like anything crazy, right? Like so I was like out of my way, rather than decide like to do that on my own without thinking, right? Like because I saw the stupid henchmen, right? Like doing that shit, right? Like there were like two motherfuckers, right? Like, using like this drum set, right? Like that they had, right? Like in midis. Right? I was like, I can do that, right? Like I've learned how to do that, so I just gave it a go, right? Like and at the time, like there was also Morning Glory, right? Like who were using like that kind of like drum beat, right? Like it just drum set, right? Like presets and shit. Right? Like I think it was like a drum machine, right? Like with a Casio keyboard or some shit, right? Like and I was like, I if they're putting music this way, right? Like who says I cannot do that, right? And to me that was a trigger, right? Like and there was like the MySpace era as well, right? Like and it's just like it was the easiest way to connect with people at the time, right? Like and just reaching out to these bands, right? Like I Trusted Dissolution, Henchmen, right? Like Night Guns, From the Cradle to the Rave, right? Like and these early labels, right? Like, that existed, right? Like I remember reaching out to MC Devlin, right? Like at the time, like and he was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool, man, but just makes it a little bit better." Right? Like and he gave me some ideas and some recommendations, right? Like and it's like, all right, like these guys are super chill. Like I have nothing to lose, rather, by just keep on doing rather what I'm doing. The problem, right, like is that as you grow older, right, like there's not enough time, right, like and you have to do something else to eat, right? So that's the thing, right? Like so you have to get to work, right? You have to get to do something else, right? Like, and nowadays I don't have enough time, right? Like to just sit down, right? Like all right, I'm gonna play the guitar, right? Like, and then I'm gonna record this tune, right? Like I'm gonna do something else. Right, like and let alone right, like a decent scene, right, like in your own area, right, like where you can get some people attending to shows, right, like are willing to pay, right, like whatever $5, right, like that you're charging them. So it's like, hey, it's 50 of us, right, like can you let us in for $10? It's like, my dude, like we just need to do something for this, right? Like, and it's very hard, right? Like, and I know it sounds kind of like weird, right? Like, but it's at the same time it's very disheartening, right? Like to keep doing that, right? Like when there's no one, right? Like else, right? But now that I'm here, right? Like, and I'm listening to Jason, right? Like, or Eric, right? Like, and even right? Like Billy, right? Like, it's surprising to me, right? Like that there's people that had actually listened to that shit, right? Like, and it's very humbling, right? Like, and it's just heartwarming, right? Like at the same time, right? But it's like weird, right? Because back then, right? Like, and even now, if I were to say like, all right, I'm gonna play a show here in Mexico City, right? It's probably gonna show with like 3 people, right? Like the same 3 people that used to show up, right? Like when we were playing live, right? But I've always wanted to go to the States, right? Like, that's always been kind of like my dream. I'm like, all right, like let's hit there, like and just do something, right? Like a couple of shows, nothing fancy, right? But then again, like it's a problem, right? Because I don't really have like a band, right? So I've done shows without a band before, right? Like just playing like the like the backup drums tracks, right? Like and just the guitar, right? Like and it worked, but it's not the same, bro. Like or the ideal thing I like to do. But I'd be down to do that later on. So fingers crossed. Like not announcing shit, right? Because I don't know, right? Like if something like that might happen, but I'd love to do that. But I truly appreciate it, guys.
Hey,
You know,
well, if you come to Philadelphia, I'll hook you up.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm thinking going to Philly, right? Like and to Canada, right? Like
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'd invite you
it's it.
for a show
The
here
distance
in mid-Missouri.
between Phillies and Quebec is a long run, but it's worth it.
Man, I always love like to see those sides. So like I've only been to a couple of states, right? Like in the US. So like I've been to California, right? Like just to Los Angeles. I've gone to Arizona, right? Like it's super weird. Right? Like to be in there, like the heat is nasty, man. Like I don't know how people live there.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy to me. And to Las Vegas. Like those are the 3 states that I've been to, right?
No, you went to all
So
the hot like states.
yeah.
Yeah, you need to come here to the Ozarks where the environment's cool and the people aren't.
That's right up my alley, man. Like if you ever come down to Mexico City, you'll see that. Yeah, the place is nice. Like the food is nice, but people, they're not the best. But fun times here.
It's not so bad around here when it's not election time.
Oh God.
Oh man,
Yeah.
not even get me started in that.
Yeah. Let's not do that in the live stream.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate you guys taking time out to do this for me. Right?
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. Right? I love communicating with like-minded individuals. There's just not enough of them in my area. Right?
Yeah.
Hopefully, this live stream thing will start taking off a little more. I wouldn't mind having you guys on again because, like, this has been a lot of fun. You know.
Fuck yeah.
Like especially
Anytime, man.
Yeah, especially
Anytime.
Word. Fucking.
This is great.
Yeah, this has been fun. This has been fun.
And
I would definitely
Jason
do it
and,
again.
and Armando, if you want to be on Prescription Punk Rock, I'm gonna write you. That could do.
I
And
love
Billy,
that, man.
also, I'm
Oh.
gonna invite you too. So 3 of you being on the show. It's a crossover thing.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Shit, yeah.
I'll add
Awesome.
you guys on Facebook and stuff. We'll go there.
Word.
Nice.
Well, I'm gonna cut this off here in a second. That dude had a lot of fun up in the group
Is
chat.
he still in the Misfit and ICP?
No,
I can't believe
he
it.
He jumped. They started talking about Dead Kennedys and Minor Threat, which I appreciate.
Okay, cool.
But he also said something about you'll get 400 viewers if you put on Let's Speak Super Saiyan Father Son Kamehameha dubstep remix, and I'm like, no man, I'm not putting on your crazy shit. But
That's that.
he wants some club music because he's all about it. but that ain't too far off from the EDM that you listened to back in the day, right?
I still listen to that shit, man. Right? Like I love that. There's like this thing, right? Like forget the name of the guy, right? But there's this genre, right, like in the UK, right? Like in pretty much Europe, right? Like it's kind of like they have their own hardcore shit, right? Like with dance music, and they just call it hardcore, right? But there's this subgenre of that, right, which is like gabber, right? Like I don't know if that has like any meaning, right? Like or whatever, but it's like super heavy kick drums, right? Like in super fast like BPMs. So it's like boom, 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 super low, right? Like super hard. But that motherfucker is incorporating like some ska, right? Like and some reggae elements to that. So that's super. It's super sick, right? Like I think his name is Rem Score, and it's super dope, bro. Like super dope, bro. Like what those guys are doing. So I listen to that shit, even like the poppiest thing. Like I don't give a fuck, bro. Like if it's like the most like for all I care, like I would listen, right, like to Machine Gun Kelly, right? Like if he's got like a good song, right? Like I don't give a damn. Into the nastiest, right, like grindcore shit, right, like from the basement in, I don't know, right, like this crazy place, right, like in Europe, right, like this basement stuff, right, like from just a guy, right, like wearing like black metal, right, like makeup, right, like I don't give a fuck, dude, right, like it's just music, right, like let's just enjoy whatever it is that we like, right, like, and that's the best way to approach that.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
like I said, I'm all over the fucking place. There's a real crazy ass scene going on in France right now. The avant-garde metal scene is mixing with like math metal and all sorts of places. There's also this band I'm a huge fan of called Igor with 3 R's. The dude started making what he calls Baroque breakcore. He takes classical Baroque music, puts breakcore over it, and then throws in fucking black metal on top of it. Right, so you got this
Cool.
Right, so you got this operatic singer with fucking brutal fucking blast beats going on, and it's just the fucking most wonderful thing ever. I'll send you a link, Raz. You'll fucking love it.
I love that. Just send me that shit. I'm into everything, like unless it's like Mexican, like regional, like folklore music. Like I fucking hate that shit. Right? Like I don't like that.
You're not into the Mexican
Yeah.
folk music?
Oh no, man! Like I fucking hate like that, like corridos, narco, right? Like type of music, right? Like it's like very misogynistic, right? Like even shit like reggaeton, right? Like it's like very misogynistic. Right? It's very, it's not not my cup of tea, right? Like to put it somehow, right? Like but I mean, that's what people listen to here. But yeah, everything but my local music shit, right? Like I'm down for everything except whatever is here.
Now see what's going on. I'm kind of the same way because what's going on here is this new country pop that's not so much country and more pop now. Like,
Oh yeah.
like for some reason the Eagles is more country than modern country is, which like baffles me. But seriously, if I listen to Take It Easy and then compare it to anything that's on the local country station, Eagles is more country, you know.
That's what I like earlier. I was just saying, I was like, I love like country, but I like outlaw country and like bluegrass and shit. Then I hear like the pop country, I'm like, this isn't even fucking country. I don't know what they're talking about, you know?
It's overproduced. It's like
Pop music when they got the guy to sing with a southern accent.
exactly.
Mm.
They're like, maybe if I put a slide guitar in here, I can pass it off as country.
Yeah.
Flair
Is
Records have some great artists, country artists, like really more underground, but they're fucking good. Flails
Yeah.
are really nailing it right now.
Yeah, there's some like really good underground country artists. Like you really got to search for it, you know? It's not popularized like this other brand of country music that they play now, you know?
Oh yeah.
Is it because like of Taylor Swift's like success, really, that shit's like becoming very popular over there?
I,
Yeah, always blame Taylor Swift.
I blame Hootie, right? When he left the Blowfish and started writing his own country music.
They
right?
got like Keith Urban and people like that.
Oh man, don't get me.
He and the Blowfish.
Yeah, right. It blew my mind when I discovered that the dude that was on the radio singing about wagon wheels was the Hootie, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Like I just don't understand modern society. Hey, Curly hopped up. Well, Curly just jumped up in the group chat. He's the drummer for Flying Raccoon Suit.
Shit. Oh, funny story is that when we first started this band, we had played one show together, and a band had fallen off of the show that was the tour show where it was Flying Raccoon Suit and Stuck Lucky. We had played one show together, and someone asked, "Hey, would we hop on?" And we hopped on, and we had to play after both Flying Raccoon Suit and Stuck Lucky. We played last, and it was our second show ever as a band, and it was sick to see both Flying Raccoon Suit and Stuck Lucky, who I love. However, I was not prepared to play after those two bands, being a brand new fucking band.
I bet Flying Raccoon Suit kills it. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't seen them live, but man, all their fucking albums are so badass. So
Oh,
badass.
I've been listening to Stuck Lucky since since I was a teenager. So it was like them, and I love Flying Raccoon Suit. So I was like real fucking. Not only was it my second show with my new band, but I was also really fucking nervous. So it probably wasn't our best performance, but it was cool to do still.
Word. But yeah, so I'm sorry, Curly, you showed up a little late. I'm about to cut this all off. but thanks for showing up at the last second. But yeah, like I was saying, man, thanks guys for fucking doing this. I think it turned out really well.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, I'm gonna be doing them every other fucking Sunday. So expect some greatness coming.
For sure.
Word.
Thank you, Billy. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jason. Thank you, Armando. That was amazing.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you, guys.
Let's hook up outside this.
Word.
For sure.
Well,
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill this. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Take it easy, everybody.
Cheers.
Now I gotta. Kill the stream.